Nancy Hatch, and I am an English tutor for CNM, and I also teach advanced business writing for another college. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about resumes. So this is an overview on resumes, and I'm going to do a couple more videos to get into a little bit more of the nitty-gritty, but I want to keep this really short for you. So let's get started here. Okay, there we are. All right, so resumes. You do not want a hiring manager to look at your resume like with this face, okay? You want to impress them, but you want to impress them with your skills and your experience to show that you were qualified for the job. So a resume, always remember a resume is about showing that you were qualified. A cover letter, which I'll do a video for those too, a cover letter is designed to show them that you are uniquely qualified. But right now we're trying to grab their attention, show that you have the qualifications that they're looking for and that you can do the job, okay? So the most important thing to remember about a resume is that a resume is not really about you. This is not your job history, everything you've ever done and all of your hobbies and all that kind of stuff. This is you trying to convince the employer that you can solve their problem. Now remember, they don't know you from anybody. They're not interested in your hobbies. They're not interested in every single job you've ever had. They are interested in finding an applicant that is qualified to fit their position. They are only concerned with their problem. They don't know you. So if you can tweak your attitude to realize that it's not about you, that it's about the job, then that's going to get you a long ways towards having a stronger resume. Okay, so this approach doesn't work. I don't know that it ever actually worked, but it used to be more popular, which is that you would have a standard resume and you would throw it out there for every single job that you apply for, whether those jobs are even related to each other, okay? Maybe you are a teacher and you use that resume to apply to teach fifth grade, and you also use that resume to apply to teach kindergarten. Well, those are going to require different skills and should have a different focus. So your resume needs to be focused. Now, one example here, my husband has been an engineer, but then he went back to school and he got a degree in statistics. He's still applying for some engineering jobs, and he has a resume that is targeted towards engineering jobs in general, and he has a resume that's targeted towards statistics or statistician or analyst jobs in particular. But those are both kind of templates that he uses. For every single job that he applies for, he uses a different template, not a different template, but a different resume. So each one gets its own targeted resume because every single company, even though they may be hiring an engineer to do this or to do that, that company is going to be different. They're going to have a different culture. They're going to have different requirements. You're going to be working on different types of projects or something like this. So you need to target that particular job at that particular company. Now you can have these more general templates. This is my engineering resume. Okay, but then every time you're applying to a job, you need to tweak it. You need to change little things on it to make it match that job announcement, what you know about that company or what you can find out about that company, okay? If the company, let's say that they really value continuous learning, then that would be something that you would want to include. Another company that's not a big focus for them, you wouldn't need to spend the time pointing that out, okay? So you're going to create a new resume or tweak a template resume to match each job. And I've talked to a lot of managers, and they can tell when they have a big stack of resumes and that comes across their desk, they can tell the ones who have done some research and who have targeted the resumes. And those are the ones that move on. The ones that look like, it doesn't even match and things like this, and obviously you didn't take any time on it, then those are the ones that never get called in for an interview, okay? So don't just sprinkle them all around, target it, okay? The research is that a hiring manager spends 6 seconds on average looking at a resume for the first time. Okay, 6 seconds is not very long. It's about how long I just took to say that. Okay, you have to grab their attention and show your strongest skills in those 6 seconds. So having a big long resume or one with lots of paragraphs on it or anything like that, they're never going to get to that. 6 seconds. And then you're going to, if you grab their attention in those 6 seconds, then they're going to take your resume and they're going to put it over here in a pile of possibilities that they'll look at more closely later. But in the meantime, they're going through that stack of 200 resumes. So they're going through 6 seconds really fast to get the short stack. And you want to get in the short stack. So those first 6 seconds that they're looking at your resume, which is going to start at the top, they're not going to read the bottom first, they're going to read the top. You've got to get it across that you are a great fit for this job, okay? They are looking for any excuse to reject a resume because they've got 200 of them, okay? So don't give them an excuse, which means that it needs to look good when they first look at it, because if it's sloppy, they're going to toss it because there's other applicants. If you've got a lot of typos in the beginning, they're going to toss it. If you don't have the most relevant skills that they are looking for at the beginning, they're going to toss it. Okay? Don't let them do that. Okay, here's how to get the most out of your resume. So these are some of the basic tips that are going to help you. Understand the reality of applicant tracking systems. So nowadays, most applications are done online. So you're submitting your resume online, you're filling out the application online, okay? That means that you have to get past the bots, the computer program that is screening the resume. So you need to have keywords, you have to show relevance, you have to show that you have the basic qualifications that they're looking for, or it will never get to a real person. Okay, it'll be stuck forever, or just get, deleted out of the ATS. So this is all about making it relevant to that job. So you're going to pick your most relevant skills, your most relevant experience, and that's how you're going to prove that you're qualified. And one of the ways you can do this is by targeting the keywords from the job posting itself. They don't just throw those out there for fun. They throw those out there so that you know what they are looking for. Now, do you have to have every single skill and keyword in that job posting? Probably not, because it's really hard to find someone who actually fits every single thing that they're looking for. So you want to show them that you have the ones that they're really looking for. So when you read that job posting, it's helpful if you go through and you highlight the ones that are most relevant to the skills that you have. Don't never, ever, ever lie on a resume or a job application. Don't even stretch reality ridiculously far. Be sure that you are thinking about, it's like, okay, they're looking for these 5 skills are mentioned several times in that job announcement. So those are very important to them. Of those 5 skills, I have 4 of those that I can say I'm really strong at. Maybe it's communication, maybe it's analysis, maybe it's in maintenance and repair of large equipment, whatever it might be, okay? So look at that job posting, consider your strongest skills, and then target, okay? Put the sections in order of greatest relevance. Again, this comes back to being relevant. They're going to read top to bottom. So make sure that your strongest skills are at the top. So there's no hard and fast way that things have to be ordered in a resume. If your most qualifying attribute is your education, let's say that you've only worked fast food jobs until now, but now you're going to school and you're getting your certification in whatever it might, sonography or something like that. Well, then your education is more important than all the burger jobs that you worked, because that has to do with the career that you're going into. So put the education above the experience. Move the experience down there because it's not highly relevant. If your experience is your most relevant asset here, then put that one above the education. Again, you can get ideas from this from the job posting. If it says that you have to have a certain degree or certain certifications, then make sure that you're covering that right there towards the top. You can also include different sections depending on what's most relevant to that job and to you, okay? Focus, focus, focus. Don't make them hunt for information. Make sure you have clear headings and that things are targeted within each of those sections. But be concise. Do not go on and on. No paragraphs. There should be no paragraphs except for the summary. And I'm going to cover summaries in detail in another video, so you can watch for that. But that is the trend now, is to use summaries. Don't use an objective. They're old school because an objective is just basically saying, hey, I want your job or the job that you're posting. And they know that or you wouldn't have applied for it. So why bother to say that? The summary, however, can target your strongest skills and experience that may be scattered throughout that resume, but it pulls them into this tight, short paragraph right at the top to again, in those 6 seconds, you're hitting your strongest qualifications for the job. So be sure to consider doing that paragraph, but you're not going to have paragraphs throughout your resume. Okay.